Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us, and please join me in our opening prayer. The energy of love is within us and is us. Whole and complete is the I am that we are. We awaken to the truth of our being. We will this be done within and without, and may we come to recognize that we receive all that we give. We know that we have forgiven ourselves when we forgive others of all grievances held within our minds. May we not be led into temptation by the voice of separation, but instead may we transcend all illusions, for ours is the power, love, and peace of Christ consciousness found within each of us, who is but the perfect extension of the one mind and heart that is shared by all and is our birthright as the holy extensions of love itself. And our affirmation of faith: we believe in one God, the author and energy of all life, whose love sustains the universe and all things found within it. Our 5 Christ principles. 1. There is only one energy in the universe. That energy is love, at all times active in everyone, everywhere. 2. We are the divine energy of love, and that energy is found throughout the universe and in all things, whether seen or unseen. 3. We create our experiences by what we choose to think, feel, and believe, thereby establishing our responsibility for our own choices. 4. Through opening our heart center, we connect with the energy of love and bring out the Christ within us. 5. We express our desire to be of service when we live and demonstrate Christ consciousness in all our affairs.
Thank you, Ms. Penny. I'd like to welcome everyone who is here today, to those watching and to those who will watch later this week. I had planned on talking about something very specific, the power of the mind. But I'm going to tweak it a little bit, all right? I want to talk about something that I have heard a lot of recently, and that's resistance. And how we all know that what we resist persists. It doesn't go away. But why? Why when we resist something does it just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger? Well, first of all, let's look at what resistance really is. To resist simply means, when you look it up in the dictionary, to oppose. In fact, the English word resist comes from the Latin word resistere, which literally means to oppose. But what does to oppose mean? It means to place an obstacle in front of. So resistance is an obstacle where you become the obstacle. You become your own obstacle. And I even want to take it deeper. What are you an obstacle to? Well, first, whatever you are experiencing, whatever it is that you see and you're experiencing, is your creation. You put it there. And you put it there because of what you believe to be true about yourself, others, the world. Therefore, you see it. You experience it. And to resist something is, I don't want to. I'm not going to. I'm not going to do this. I don't have to do this. You're absolutely right. You don't have to. You don't need to. But recognize that's the obstacle. The I'm not going to. And I want to share something that my mother taught me before I was ever 2 years old. I would say I can't. I can't do something. And my mother would say, can't died in a ditch with a belly full of, I just don't want to do it. It took me a long time to really recognize what she meant by that. I don't want to do it. Well, that is to oppose. When you are in opposition to something, you literally are doing the opposite of what it takes to transcend whatever it is. And there are 4 steps to transcend all things: to allow, to embrace, to trust, and to surrender. To allow is to not judge anything, just to let it be, allow the events to unfold. To embrace means to call it to you, to love it, to recognize that you are one with that which is there, because we are one with all things. To trust comes from the word truth, and that is that we know the truth, that we are one with all things. And to surrender just simply means to lay down resistance, to let go, and to, again, welcome whatever it is, welcome it home, welcome it back to you. Resistance happens to be, you can find this in the dictionary if you choose, resistance is the opposite. It says it's the antonym, the opposite of surrender. Which is why you can't transcend that which you resist, and you never will, because you've already axed the other 3 steps to rising above it. Because to surrender, you had to allow, embrace, and trust. Just let it be. But to resist is to say that something isn't right. Something is not right. So now I'm going to ask those of you who are here, those that are watching, and those who will watch later this week, what is the opposite? What is the opposite of resisting? Yes, it's surrender. But there is something even more profound as the opposite of resistance. It's to respond. It is to respond. So let's take a look at that. To resist is to react. And to react is always from a place of being triggered. Here at the Church of Christ Consciousness, we teach there are only 2 things, love or fear. That which is not love has to be fear, and all the forms that fear takes: resistance, anger, rage, guilt, shame, all that comes from fear. So when you are in resistance, there's actually something within you that you find fearful, distasteful, and you want no part of it. The problem is, you've separated yourself from something. And separation is the reason the world is like it is. To separate means to leave. And by the way, to oppose, you can find it in the dictionary, to oppose, which is to resist, means to separate from something. You are mentally separating yourself from something that is right in front of you. And you're in a state of mistrust. Because in truth, all things that happen happen for our highest good. All things that come because we asked for it. Doesn't mean that it has to be all roses and birthday cakes and balloons and pretty. Because we ask for the lessons that will help us awaken into the truth of our being. And when it comes, we resist it. And there's the hamster wheel. Resistance is nothing but a hamster wheel, because you never rise above that which is in front of you. No, no, no. I don't want to do it. I'm not going to do it. I don't have to do it. Yeah, you're right. But you'll stay stuck. That's what resistance is to stay stuck, is to stay in place. It is an ego trick to keep you bound where you are. And we can respond at any moment. We can literally choose again. See whatever it is as something different. We can see it differently, and we can respond to it. How do we respond to it? We allow it. We don't judge against it, which then creates resistance. See how powerful the mind is? It can choose, again, that fast. You can choose to respond. And to respond it literally means to answer the call, to answer with love, instead of fear, which is a reaction, which always creates resistance. We have all the power under the heaven and earth. And when we resist something, we are literally giving our power away. And now we become a victim to it and claim that we're powerless. Well, the Christ is not about loss of power. Christ is the power. Christ is within us. But we have to perceive all that is differently. We have to see it with love. We have to welcome it. We must find it pleasing. We must find it agreeable and acceptable. We put it there. And by the way, I just gave you the definition for being thankful, for being grateful. When you are in resistance, you're not in gratitude. You're actually being an ingrate. And gratitude is the hinge that the door of love swings upon. So if you're in resistance, you are not in love at all. You are outside or have separated yourself from the very love that you are and that is all around you. But I still want to take it one level deeper. When you resist something, you are denying the gift that is within that thing that is meant for you. For all things have a gift. But in order to receive that gift, we must be grateful and we must respond with love. We must welcome it, accept it, find it agreeable, embrace it. That's the embrace. Call everything that we put there, call it home. It's ours. Resistance only hurts us. And then we wonder why nothing really is working. Well, it can't. That's what resistance is. Resistance stops the flow. The very flow from God. When we resist, we're saying, no thank you. No thank you. We have no idea the gift that we're being given. Because we decided we didn't want to do it. It's not what we want. Realize that this is resistance, where we tell the universe how it's going to give us what we want. You know, I would like to give you something to think about. You enter a contest, and the contest says the winner will receive $1,000. Put your name in, you're watching the day of the drawing, and your name is called. And you're given a card, let's say a Visa card, which has $1,000 on it. But because you believed that you would receive $1,000 cash, you don't want the card, you want the $1,000. My question is, what's the difference? What's the difference? You're telling the universe how to give it to you. The universe is giving it to you. But you're saying, no, it has to be my way or the highway. That's what resistance is. You are literally resisting what you asked for. And you even received it. That's resistance. And we only hurt ourselves when we resist. But when we respond, and we respond with love, everything changes. The walls crumple. And then most of the time we find that what it was that we were resisting wasn't really all that bad. And then we keep allowing, embracing, trusting, letting go, just being with it. And then we find the gift. We find this incredible gift. The gift is always there. But it's wrapped in the package that we called circumstance. And we didn't want to unwrap it because it wasn't what we wanted. It didn't look like what we thought it should. And we missed the gift. Let's commit to not missing the gift anymore. To allow all things, to embrace, to love all things, to trust in all things because all things are there for our highest good. And so to surrender into it and to declare that whatever it is one with us because we put it there. That's power. And there is a gift. There's always a gift. The gift is transcendence, the rising above. And when you rise above something, it no longer can control you. For you are the one that has the power. That's the gift. The gift is always coming to know yourself more, to know who and what you are in truth, to a greater level, a greater degree. That's the gift. Keep resisting, and you'll never know yourself. I don't want to. What you're really saying is to the universe, I don't want to know who and what I am. I don't want my power. I do not want the responsibility of my power. I would rather be a victim. The universe says, yes, Master, thy will be done. And I'll give you more to resist, more to resist, more to make you miserable and to feel like a victim. because it's what you want. Choose again. Choose to respond. Choose to find everything agreeable. And act. Don't react. If it's something that needs changing, act to change it. Act on it. But don't react. To act on something is to do so with love. And love is where all the power is. For love changes everything. Resistance changes nothing. Never will. It's impossible. It can't. Because you've placed a barrier between the change and what it is. So it's never going to go anywhere. That's why when we resist, that which we resist persists. It can't go anywhere. But we have that power to change everything. When you recognize who and what you are, and you recognize the power that we were given, the power to rise above, the power to change everything through action, not reaction, through love, not fear. That's when you recognize who and what you are, and who and what you've always been, and who and what you will always be. For you will question nothing, because you know you put it there. Call it home. Welcome it. Allow it. Embrace it. It's yours. In fact, it is an extension of you. You put it there. And as long as you resist, you will stay in separation, and you will never know or understand what oneness and unity really is. When you call it home, and you welcome it, because it's really an extension of you. It's your creation. As you call everything back, you will recognize what oneness is, what connection really means. That we are all connected to each other and to everything. That there is no separation. There's resistance. There's resistance. Separation is not real, because we're truly all connected. But what we've made real is resistance, because we can resist it and resist it until we turn blue in the face. But it doesn't change anything. The change comes when we accept all that we have made and love it, even the bad, even that which we don't like. Love it. It's ours. All right. Thank you. And before we move to the meditation, if you liked what you heard, if you would, please like it. Subscribe to this channel. Share it with someone who you think might need to hear it. And if you would like to know more, at 4:30 and 5:30, we will be Zooming a short thing on gratitude, which we touched on in the talk. What is gratitude? And then to discover, most of us were never taught what real gratitude is. So you can go to meetup.com, look for Return to Oneness, and you can click on A Course of Love and A Course in Miracles, either one. You'll have the link to the 4:30 and 5:30 class, to the study group. All right, so let's take a moment. If you would, place both feet on the floor. Close your eyes. I want you to take a deep breath, and as you do, allow all the tension in your body to be gone. Just let it go. Surrender it. You can pick it up later. And now, I want us to take a few deep breaths together. And as we do, on the inhale, I want you to think, I am. And on the exhale, the power. On the inhale, I am. On the exhale, the grace. On the inhale, I am. And on the exhale, love. One more. On the inhale, I am. And on the exhale, the way. For I am that I am, the name that is the one that is the holy, is the power, is the grace, is the love. It is the all. And it exists within us, within our heart. So let's sink deep into that space where the I am, that I am exists. Where there is joy, peace, silence, love. And let's sit with it for a moment. As we bring our conscious awareness back into this time, this place, this space, we do so not in resistance, but in response. We do so with love for all things. For all things are connected, and we are one with all that is. So as we bring this quiet time to a close, feel that connection. Feel it. For that connection is God, the one that is all, that is everything, and you are a part of it. So resist nothing and love everything. Thank you for being here. Thank you to the ones that are here this afternoon, to those who are watching, and to those who will watch again later this week. Have a great week. And since we're going into Thanksgiving week, happy Thanksgiving. Be blessed and know that you are loved. See you next Sunday.